Red banana, yellow banana, I like cock. I like cock. I like cock. Okay, hi, Conor here again, Forge Intelligence. So today's topic that came through was what time of day should I train? So I'll dive right into it. So based on, what is physiologically best, there may actually be certain times where you train better. This is going to be affected by basically something called your circadian rhythm. That sort of is essentially a sleep-wake cycles, but there's a ton of other things that happen within inside there. For example, there's times where your cortisol is highest. There's times where things like skill acquisition is best. There's things such as when your testosterone is highest, and there's things such as when melatonin is released, blah blah blah. So within that sort of sleep-wake cycle, which is usually based on when you wake up, when you receive sunlight, blah blah blah. Although it is a 24-hour clock, that is relative to what happened the day before. This is sort of going to dictate how certain things jump around. So because of this, you actually do tend to see a few things. Because cortisol sort of spikes, in the morning, and then sort of tapers off during the day, in a healthy person that is, you might have some benefits towards training when cortisol is highest. You can liberate more energy, blah, blah, blah. Might be an idea. There's also an idea that after 8 hours could be best, because testosterone is highest. But look, it has been shown to have some minor benefits there, but again, they are small. So there might be some benefit to training either, at maybe like 3 hours after you wake, or maybe even 8 hours after you wake. But honestly, big picture, not a big deal. What matters the most, and it sounds as boring, but is the time you can be most consistent with. Basically, any sort of optimality of 3 versus 8 hours isn't going to matter if it's fluctuating day to day to day. Finding time you can be consistent with is going to matter the most over time. For example, let's say you have a 2% training benefit improvement training at, an inconvenient 3 hours after you wake versus a convenient 10 hours after you wake, or something like that. If you really do the maths, a 2% improvement, that would mean that if you missed 150 workouts, it sort of equate to the same level of improvement. So honestly, life's going to get in the way more so finding time you can improve the most is what's going to matter the most. Right, so when people are jumping into writing programs, and this is something for you coaches out there, as well as your athletes, you need to understand that you got to work your training regime, all this stuff around life, or else you're going to be, fighting constant stress battles of, I've got to pick up the kids at this time, I've got to be working this time, I've got to be blah blah blah, whatever it is, whatever it may be. If you're trying to find a plan or where you can find time for a client or whatever, make sure to actually jump in ahead and find the schedule and then work around them. It's going to have a ton more benefits long run. Now, if you are training really, really early in the morning or really, really late, there may be some things you got to consider. Let's say it's really early in the morning, your energy may lack, even if you're used to it, for a while. Maybe there's certain things you should do to, excite the nervous system or just sort of promote focus, attention, maybe just caffeine's good enough. Similarly, if you train really, really late at night, there should be things you consider to help you switch off. So let's say you have a hard training session, maybe use some stimulants beforehand, whatever. There should be appropriate strategies after the session to make sure you wind down really quick. So big picture, guys, unless you're doing very extremes, probably best is to find time you're most consistent with. Because that is the time that's going to lead you towards most success, regardless of any 1 to 2% improvements you may see. All right, hope that was enjoyable.